What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Scott Hall being taken off life support, a shock name revealed for the 2022 Hall of Fame, Shad Gaspard in the Hall of Fame, a unified WWE World Championship leaked, Roman Reigns breaks character, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Scott Hall is being taken off life support. Atop today's news is a grim update on Scott Hall, who recently was placed on life support after suffering 3 heart attacks. The 63-year-old wrestling great experienced complications after undergoing hip replacement surgery, and now reports are coming in that the 2-time WWE Hall of Famer will now be taken off life support once his family gathers around him. Hall's friend and fellow co-founder of the New World Order, Kevin Nash, posted on Instagram, "Scott's on life support. Once his family is in place, they will discontinue life support. I'm gonna lose the one person on this planet I've spent more of my life with than anyone else. My heart is broken and I'm so very sad. I love Scott with all my heart, but now I have to prepare my life without him in the present. I've been blessed to have a friend that took me at face value and I him. When we jumped to WCW, we didn't care who liked or hated us. We had each other, and with the smooth Barry Bloom, we changed wrestling both in content and pay for those a lot that disliked us. We were the outsiders, but we had each other. Scott always felt he wasn't worthy of the afterlife. Oh God, please have some gold-plated toothpicks for my brother. My life was enriched with his take on life. It wasn't perfect, but he always said, the last perfect person to walk on the planet, they nailed to the cross. As we prepare for life without him, just remember there goes a great guy. You ain't gonna see another one like him again. See you down the road, Scott. I couldn't have loved a human being more than I do you." Well, we just got an update from Dave Meltzer, and it's, thank goodness, maybe a positive one. As Dave Meltzer tweeted, Scott Hall was taken off life support 4 hours ago. He is still alive at this writing. Miracles have happened, but this would need to be one of them. I really hope Scott kicks out at 2.9. Right now, we need a miracle. Next up is Shock 2022 Hall of Fame inductee revealed. The WWE has announced a 3rd inductee for this year's Hall of Fame class. Former WWE superstar Queen Sharmell will join The Undertaker and Vader. WWE tweeted out saying, "Breaking, as first announced by Complex, Sharmell will be inducted into the Hall of Fame's class of 2022. After winning the 1991 Miss Black American pageant, Sharmell entered wrestling as Storm, a member of WCW's Nitro Girls dance team. She then later worked as Paisley in WCW and joined the WWE after WCW folded, eventually working alongside real-life husband King Booker as Queen Sharmell. Sharmell later joined Booker in TNA Wrestling, and in 2009 she was awarded the Wrestling Observer Award for the Worst Work Match for her performance at Victory Road against Jenna Maraska. Congratulations to Sharmell, but who do you think will induct her? Kurt Angle? Anyway, next up, WWE looking to induct the Steiner brothers. Rumors are coming in that the WWE also wants to induct former WCW and WWF Tag Team Champions, the Steiner brothers. Rick and Scott were one of the best teams of the late 80s and 90s, battling a variety of top teams including Doom, the Road Warriors, the Nasty Boys, the Hearts, Owen and Brett, and many others. Meltzer discussed the WWE's desire to induct the Steiners, noting, "I've had Rick Steiner or the Steiner brothers depending on Scott. I think if Scott is not willing, they'll go with Rick, but they want the Steiner brothers, so that's the name that's floating around. Sid is the other name that's floating around." The problem seems to be Scott Steiner's outspoken criticism of the WWE and his past statements that he has no interest in entering the Hall. However, according to Wrestling News' Paul Davis, Vince McMahon has no issue with Scott Steiner, and the reason why Scott hasn't been inducted into the Hall of Fame is because Scott has said many times that he didn't want to be inducted. The same source also told us that if Scott wanted to talk, Vince would listen, so the door has been open for him to be associated with the company again. Apparently, the WWE has made more than one offer to bring Scott back into the WWE. WrestlingNews.co was also told that there were attempts to work with Scott years ago, and he was offered a Legends deal, and that offer was declined. Rick Steiner appeared in the ring alongside his son Bron Breakker in January after NXT 2.0 live broadcast. His appearance came after the show went off the air, and he was there to celebrate his son's title win. The footage was then shown across WWE's social media platforms. Now you may recall Scott has repeatedly criticised the WWE, blasting Triple H for how the WWE handled his push during his last run in the WWE. Scott Steiner was also reportedly banned from the Hall of Fame ceremony after he allegedly threatened Hulk Hogan. While he may harbor ill will towards the WWE, he wouldn't be the first wrestler to let bygones be bygones and enter the Hall. Might fans attending the Hall of Fame get a chance to hear the former WCW World Champion provide a lesson in Steiner math? Seriously, I would mark out if he did that. Next up, Shad Gaspard in the WWE Hall of Fame. While the wrestling world is still dealing with the 2020 death of former WWE superstar Shad Gaspard, and now rumor has it that the WWE will honor the former Crime Time member at this year's Hall of Fame. You'll no doubt recall that Shad's heroic rescue of his son on 17th May 2020 when he and his son were swimming at Venice Beach, and they along with several other swimmers were caught in a sudden rip current. The conditions were perilous and Shad bravely asked lifeguards to rescue his son first. Tragically, Shad was swept out to the sea before the lifeguards could return and he ultimately died. His heroic sacrifice proved an inspiring story as people's hearts were touched by Shad giving his life so that his son could live. Fans have lobbied for the WWE to honor Shad, possibly by bestowing its Warrior Award. Recently, Brad Shepard tweeted, "A source in WWE told me to expect the Hall of Fame to acknowledge Shad Gaspard in some way. I am told they plan on doing something nice for him, but I don't have any specifics yet." Ringside News pointed out, for numerous years now, Brad Shepard has successfully broken the inductions of several big names such as JBL, Mark Henry, Goldberg, British Bulldog, Brutus Beefcake, and many more. Do you think the WWE should honor Shad Gaspard? If your answer is an absolutely, we just can't be friends. Next up, WWE signs a former Ring of Honor champion. A great news for former Ring of Honor Women's Champion Roxy, aka Carla Gonzalez, as PW Insider has confirmed that the talented star signed with the WWE. Booker, who trained Roxy, accidentally announced the company had signed her only to say he misspoke. The 20-year-old star began training at 13 and has been wrestling since 2018. Congratulations to Roxy, who should be a welcome addition to the WWE's women's division. Next up, has the unified WWE World Championship been leaked? Has the WWE revealed a look for the title belt representing the unified Universal and WWE Championship? This Twitter user posted a photo of a massive title belt commenting, "WWE is currently shooting exterior Wrestlemania 38 shots using this massive prop in Frisco, Texas. Is this the new unified WWE World Heavyweight title?" But with the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar and Universal Champion Roman Reigns preparing to do battle at this year's Mania in a winner-takes-all match, it appears that WWE is also preparing for a new title to represent the combined belts. While this could be the new belt, it always helps to take everything with a grain of salt when it comes to wrestling rumors though. And finally, Roman Reigns breaks character. And last but not least, current Universal Champion Roman Reigns plays a villain but recently broke character at a recent house show in his hometown of Pensacola, Florida to thank the fans for their support and to show his love for his home. Man, really just feels great to be home. You guys know the travel schedule, we're all over the world all the time. Obviously we're gonna get through this pandemic, we've been fighting through lockdowns and quarantines, and we're still here, you know. This isn't the first time the Tribal Chief has broken character to thank the fans for their support and welcome them back. As Reigns continued, "I feel blessed to be able to do what I want with the people that I love, in front of people. Our journey is our journey. We did it our way, and you know, it is what it is, but I challenge everybody here to follow your journey and whatever your destination is." Reigns told the home crowd how much Pensacola means to him, saying, "I run into New Yorkers, people from LA, and they're like, 'Where you from?' And I say I'm from a small little beach town. Pensacola is the most beautiful built, best kept secret in the whole world. Just like all of you should feel, this is my city, this is my little beach town, and I will never say this anywhere else in the world. I don't care if you go to Rome, Paris, London, New York, Pensacola, we acknowledge you." And moments like these where wrestlers break character can be heartwarming, and the fans in Pensacola had to be happy with Roman's touching tribute. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.